I'm writing this from a cell in a state correctional facility, 7 years into a sentence for something that never happened. My name is A. I'm 25 years old. I've been here since I was 22. I have 4 more years to go. No one knows I'm writing this. If they found it, they'd take it away. But this is the only place my truth exists now. No one on the outside is listening. No one cares. So I'm leaving it here, in the only way I know how. I need you to understand something before I go any further. I am still in prison. This isn't a story about redemption or justice finally prevailing. This is just the truth, written in secret by someone the world has already forgotten. But before I tell you what happened, I need to tell you about the woman who put me here. I was 19 when my mother died. Lung cancer. She never smoked a day in her life. It took her 8 months, from diagnosis to the funeral where I had to hold my father up because his legs wouldn't work anymore. My dad, Richard, was 52 then. He'd been with my mother since high school. When she died, he became a shell. For 2 years, it was just us, 2 broken people trying to figure out how to live in a house that felt too big and too empty. Then he met Patricia. She was a pharmaceutical sales rep, confident, put together, the kind of woman who commanded attention. She was 38, divorced, with a 10-year-old son named Marcus. My dad came home from a work seminar different, smiling, actually smiling. Within 8 months, she and Marcus moved in. I was 21, still living at home, still in school, still working. It was my childhood home, my mother's home. I wasn't ready to leave it yet. Patricia changed everything immediately. New furniture, new curtains. My mother's photos came down, replaced with generic art. Within a month, the house I'd grown up in felt like a stranger's home. But I tried. I really tried to make it work. This was what my dad needed. Except Patricia didn't want to coexist. She wanted control. It started small. Comments about my schedule, suggestions that maybe I should look for my own place, questions about my plans, delivered with a smile that never quite reached her eyes. My dad didn't notice, or he chose not to. The tension built slowly over the next year. Nothing explosive, just a steady, constant pressure of someone wanting me gone. Patricia would forget to save me dinner. She'd make family plans and somehow I'd find out after they'd already left. Once, I came back to find all my mother's belongings that I'd kept in my room packed up in boxes in the garage. Just trying to help you declutter, she said. I started spending more time away, picked up a second job doing night shifts at a warehouse, took extra classes, anything to avoid being home. I was 22, 3 months away from finishing my associate degree. I'd saved up almost enough for a security deposit on an apartment. I didn't have 3 months. It was a Tuesday in March, unseasonably warm. I worked from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the grocery store, stocking shelves and dealing with the breakfast rush. I got home around 2:30 p.m. My dad was at work. Marcus was at school. Patricia's car was in the driveway. I went to the kitchen, grabbed a glass of water. Then I went upstairs to my room. I didn't see Patricia, didn't talk to her, didn't even know where in the house she was. I changed out of my work clothes, set my alarm for 5 p.m. I had a warehouse shift at 6. My phone showed 2:34 when I hit the alarm button. Then I collapsed into bed. That was the last normal moment of my life. I woke up to someone banging on my door. Hard, aggressive. "Open the door, police!" I was disoriented. The light was wrong. I looked at my phone. 4:47 p.m. I opened the door. 2 officers stood in the hallway. Both had their hands on their belts. Ready. "Are you A?" "Yes." "What's turn around?" "Hands behind your back." "What? Why?" "Turn around. Now." Cold metal clicked around my wrists. "You're under arrest for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, terroristic threats, and attempted murder." The words didn't connect to anything real. "What are you talking about? I've been asleep. I just got home from work." They read me my Miranda rights. They walked me downstairs. In the living room, Marcus stood in the corner, his eyes wide, his face pale, terrified. And then I saw Patricia. She was sitting on the couch. There was a bandage wrapped around her left hand. Her eyes were red. Mascara smeared down her cheeks. When she saw me, she flinched, like I was going to hurt her. "It's okay, ma'am," one officer said. "He's in custody. You're safe now." I didn't know it yet, but I'd already been convicted in my own living room. They walked me outside. Neighbors were watching. Mrs. Chen had her hand over her mouth. Mr. Rodriguez was filming on his phone. Then I saw my father's truck turning onto our street. He pulled into the driveway, got out, saw the police cars, saw me in handcuffs. I watched his face change. Patricia came out of the house. My father immediately went to her. She collapsed into his arms, sobbing. My father looked at me through the window of the patrol car, and he looked away. That look away was the verdict. The courtroom just made it official later. At the police station, they put me in an interrogation room. I sat there for what felt like hours. 2 detectives finally came in. Both looked at me like I was something they'd scraped off their shoes. Do you know why you're here? No, I have no idea what's happening. Your stepmother gave us a very detailed statement about what happened this afternoon. Nothing happened. I came home from work and went to sleep. The male detective opened a folder. According to Patricia Hendricks, you came home around 2:30. She was in the kitchen. You started an argument. It escalated. You became violent. No, I didn't even see her. She says you went upstairs, came back down with a handgun, pointed it at her face, and told her you were going to kill her. My stomach dropped. I don't own a gun. I've never owned a gun. She says when she screamed, you put the gun down, grabbed a knife from the kitchen, and came at her again. She tried to defend herself. That's how she cut her hand. This is insane. I was asleep. We have her son's statement too. Marcus heard screaming. He came out and saw his mother with blood on her hand. She told him you'd attacked her. He didn't see anything. He's repeating what she told him. Why would a 10-year-old boy lie? I'm not saying he's lying. I'm saying whatever she told him didn't happen. The female detective leaned forward. We searched your room. No gun, no knife. But maybe you hid them. Maybe you got rid of them. Or maybe they don't exist because this never happened. Patricia has injuries. Real injuries, medical documentation, photos. How did she get those if you didn't attack her? I don't know. Maybe she did it herself. They looked at each other. Here's what I think, the male detective said. Your mom died. Your dad remarried. Suddenly, you're not the center of attention. Things have been building. Today, something snapped. That's not, then why would she say it happened? I couldn't answer, not in a way that sounded sane. I want a lawyer, I finally said. They smiled. Asking for a lawyer makes you look guilty. Innocent people want to talk. I want a lawyer. I was arraigned the next day. My public defender was a tired-looking man named Michael Porter. He told me in the hallway that this was a tough case. How? I didn't do anything. It's your word against hers. She has injuries. The injuries could be from anything. Can you prove that? He gave me a look that said I didn't understand how this worked. The bail hearing was quick. The prosecutor argued I was a danger. The judge agreed. Bail denied. I was sent to county jail to await trial. My father came to see me once. 3 days after my arrest, we sat across from each other with a phone and thick glass between us. He looked older, grayer. Tell me what happened. He said, nothing happened. I came home, went to sleep, woke up to police. Patricia says, I know what Patricia says. It's not true. He was quiet for a long time. She showed me her hand. The cut. It required stitches. I didn't do that. Then how did it happen? I don't know. Maybe this is all some kind of setup. Why would she do that? She wanted me gone. Maybe this was her way of making it happen. My father shook his head slowly. That's extreme. Is it? Or is it the truth you don't want to see? I love you. You're my son. But Patricia is my wife. He paused. And I believe her. Those words hit harder than anything physical could have. Even though you raised me, I don't know what to believe anymore. I never saw him again after that. The trial was 6 months later. 6 months in county jail, waiting. Michael Porter tried his best, but he was juggling 40 other cases. Mine wasn't special. This isn't really a case about what happened, he told me. It's a case about who the jury believes, and Patricia is very believable. The trial lasted 3 days. Patricia took the stand first. She wore a conservative blue dress, minimal makeup, hair pulled back. She looked like someone's kindly aunt. The prosecutor walked her through the events. I was in the kitchen making lunch. I heard A come home. He came in and seemed angry. What was he angry about? He said I was trying to control the house, that he was sick of it. I tried to calm him down, but he just got more upset. What happened next? He went upstairs. I thought maybe he was going to cool off, but then he came back down and he had a gun. Murmurs in the courtroom. What kind of gun? Small, black. He pointed it at my face and said, I'm going to kill you. Her voice cracked perfectly. What did you do? I screamed. I begged him to stop. I said, please, Marcus is upstairs. For a moment, he stared at me. Then he put the gun down. Did you feel relieved? For a second. But then he grabbed a knife from the knife block. A big one. He came toward me. What did you do? I put my hands up. The knife caught my hand. Blood everywhere. I screamed. That's when Marcus came down. What happened when Marcus appeared? I just stopped, looked at Marcus, then went back upstairs. I grabbed Marcus, locked us in the bathroom, and called 911. Perfect, detailed, impossible to disprove. Michael cross-examined, but there wasn't much he could do. When police searched, they found no gun. He must have hidden it. All knives were accounted for. None had blood. He must have cleaned it. Must have was thin, but plausible, and plausible was enough. Then Marcus took the stand. He looked so small, 10 years old, wearing a button-up shirt too big for him. The prosecutor was gentle. Marcus, can you tell us what you remember? I was in my room, playing on my iPad. Then I heard my mom screaming. What did you do? I ran downstairs. Mom was in the kitchen. Her hand was bleeding. She was crying. Did you see A? No, he was upstairs. But Mom said he heard her. Did you believe your mom? His voice was so small. Yes, she wouldn't lie. Michael didn't cross-examine. What would be the point? Then I took the stand. Michael walked me through my version. I came home around 2:30. Didn't see Patricia. Went to my room and slept. Woke up to police. That's all. You didn't argue with Patricia? No. Didn't threaten her? No. Why would she accuse you? I hesitated. Patricia and I didn't get along. She wanted me out. I think she saw an opportunity to make it happen permanently. The prosecutor's cross-examination was brutal. So Patricia cut her own hand, traumatized her son, filed false charges to get you to move out. I know how it sounds. If she wanted you gone, she could have just asked. She did. I was saving money. So instead of waiting, she framed you for attempted murder. Yes. You admit you argued with her before? Minor arguments, household stuff. Ever raise your voice? Maybe once or twice. But you expect this jury to believe you never threatened her? I never threatened her. Patricia made you feel unwelcome. Did that make you angry? Frustrated. Frustrated enough to snap? I didn't snap. I didn't do anything. The prosecutor smiled. No further questions. Closing arguments came the next day. The prosecutor laid it out clearly. They said the gun and the knife meant intent. They said it wasn't an argument. It was an attempt. Calculated. Deliberate. Michael argued reasonable doubt. No weapon. No physical evidence. But I realized then the trial wasn't about facts. It was about a story. And Patricia's story was better than mine. The jury deliberated for 4 hours. When they came back, the forewoman stood. On the count of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, we find the defendant guilty. My legs went weak. On the count of terroristic threats, guilty. I couldn't breathe. On the count of attempted murder, guilty. The courtroom erupted, not in outrage, in satisfaction. I looked at my father in the gallery. He sat next to Patricia. Her hand was on his arm. He didn't look at me. Sentencing was 2 weeks later. 7 years. You are young, the judge said. You have the opportunity to reflect and rehabilitate. I hope you take that seriously. I wanted to scream there was nothing to rehabilitate, but screaming would only confirm what everyone believed, so I stayed silent. They took me to a state prison 3 hours away. I was processed, given my uniform, assigned a cell, the door closed, and I ceased to exist. Prison is strange. Everyone talks about the violence, the gangs, and those things exist. But what they don't tell you is how boring it is, how monotonous. Wake up, count, breakfast, count, rec time, count, lunch, count, work detail, count, dinner, count, lockdown, repeat forever. In the beginning, I tried to fight, filed appeals, wrote letters. Most went unanswered. My father visited twice in the first year. Both times, the conversation was stilted. He'd ask how I was. I'd say fine. He'd tell me about work, about Marcus. He never mentioned Patricia. He never asked if I was actually guilty. The second visit ended with him saying, I don't think I can keep doing this. It's too hard. That was 2 years ago. The other inmates think I'm here for what I'm here for. I don't correct them. Claiming innocence in prison is like screaming into a void. I've learned to keep my head down, do my time quietly. But at night, when the cell is dark, I think about Patricia. I think about Marcus, who's 13 now. I wonder if he'll ever question what he thinks he saw. I think about my father, who chose his wife over his son. I think about the life I should be living. I should have graduated by now, should have a career, a girlfriend, my own place. Instead, I'm here. Writing this in secret during my work detail in the library, hiding pages where they won't be found. I don't know why Patricia did it. Maybe she wanted me gone that badly. Maybe there was something deeper I never understood. I'll probably never know. What I do know is this. Accusations are powerful. More powerful than truth. More powerful than evidence. All it took was one story, one bandaged hand, one child repeating what he was told. That's all it took to erase me. If you're reading this somehow, if this ever makes it out, I want you to understand this can happen to anyone. You can do nothing wrong and still lose everything. You can tell the truth and still be convicted. The system isn't designed to find truth. It's designed to find guilt. I have 4 more years left. 4 more years of counting days, of being invisible, of being forgotten. This is my echo from prison. If you're reading this, at least now you know. My name is A. I'm 25 years old. I'm in prison for a crime that never happened. And when I walk out, the world will still believe I did it. Because that's how this works. That's how easily a life life can be destroyed. This is my truth, and it's the only thing they can't take from me.